So I just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time that today is incredibly hot here in New York. So I absolutely positively need to have my garage door open. So that's going to be open, which means that a lot of noise is probably going to come from outside, from people talking, tape being used, and that kind of thing. So if you hear that, I apologize. I have never come across a gaming headset like this. I was expecting a very generic pair that sounded the same as every other $50 pair of gaming headphones with the same quality microphone, but just from the brand that I've worked with for years. Instead, this is Fifine's gaming headset and their RGB headset stand. Let's talk about them. The exterior design does consist of plastic for the entirety of the build, and the build is not exceptional, as it's a pretty lightweight headset, but it looks pretty good, and it's got a pretty simple look to it overall. The cushions are fair here too, as there isn't really too much padding, but there is just enough. So this is a wired headset with a detachable microphone, by the way, and I have so much to say about this microphone as we move forward. You do also get RGB lighting from this headset once plugged in, and it is pretty simple looking. Just accents that look quite nice. Pretty tasteful stuff if you ask me. Now, since this is a wired pair, you should know that it works over a USB connection, and it has a hub for controlling many aspects about this headset through it. For example, you get to switch 7.1 on and off, and you also get volume controls for the headset. None for the microphone, sadly. On the sides, you do get a mute switch for the microphone, and you also get another button, which is an EQ button to switch between gaming mode, movie mode, and music mode. I will talk about these more later, but overall, I like the simple design of this headset. And the stand itself is also comprised of plastic, and it's pretty simple here too, but it looks really cool with the RGB lights going about, and I think most people will find this to be pretty tasteful too. There is an M button for switching between the different modes, and it even includes a music mode where it'll react to whatever it hears, and I think that's pretty cool. On the back, you're going to find an additional 2 USB ports and a light toggle button too. The stand is pretty cool, and I do think it's worth getting with this headset if you're interested. Now let's get into the sound test, and I have to say that this headset could definitely use some work when it comes to the sound quality. Even with the different EQ settings, the headset is either too bass heavy or too tinny most of the time, but I do prefer gaming mode for the bass and extra depth, but the soundstage is pretty narrow, which will be heard even with the 7.1 surround mode activated. I just don't think that surround sound mode here will sound all that great to me. This mode just seems to act like another EQ setting. So frankly, if you want something with a wide soundstage or a more pronounced surround effect, then I would look elsewhere. But this isn't a bad pair as long as you don't care for surround, since you might still like it. I enjoy more so as a regular set of cans, but I wouldn't consider this a great pair for gaming specifically. However, the microphone is absolutely amazing. One thing that I always complain about when it comes to headset microphones like this is that the microphone usually sounds like garbage and tend to be pretty unusable. However, that changes with this pair. You would think that they stuffed a full condenser microphone in this tiny form factor with how good it sounds. So please have a listen. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right now we are doing a microphone test with this microphone. The one that comes with this headset, and I have to say that this microphone sounds absolutely incredible for what it is. I never thought that any headset microphone could end up sounding this good. I am genuinely surprised with the audio quality. So much so that I had to do a double take, a triple take, and a quadruple take so many times because I just couldn't believe it. I thought that I was using my usual microphone over here instead, but no, it's just what the headset microphone sounds like. This is absolutely usable. Like, you can definitely use this for so much, and I would even say that you can make content with this. Like, this is just so good. Honestly, Fifine has been making microphones for a long time, good microphones, but I never expected this good of a microphone to come from a gaming headset, so I have to give them props here for sure. This is really, really good. And that's pretty much it. I think that you're getting a crazy good value for about $40 for the headset when it's on sale, but you can get the headset and the stand together right now for about $75, which is pretty cool. Now, while the headset isn't the best for gaming, it's still pretty decent, and that microphone is better than find on any other headset, at least that I have tested. So I can strongly recommend it itself, since these really have potential. Can't wait for version 2, but for now, version 1 is still a great buy. So thank you so much for watching this video all the way up until the very end. I do very much appreciate it. And I am going to be leaving affiliate links down to Amazon to the headset, the stand, and both like that combo deal that I mentioned as well. So if you are to use any of my links, I would appreciate that a lot, because I do get a small kickback that does help out the channel quite a bit. So I would very much appreciate it if you were to use those links. Now, with that said, you can also find me on other forms of social media. You can definitely find me on Twitch and on Instagram, but I've also got the Tech Summit podcast, which I like to post every Friday, and my blogging channel, which I'm going to be leaving a link down below. Everything is going to be linked down below if any of this interests you. So until next time, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Have a good one.